That's right, yellow hat. Yeah. Michael, come to you. Yeah.
So in June of this year, an elderly black man was killed in his own home by a police officer in South Bend, Indiana. And after that happened, you met with police before you met with his family.
Yeah, sure, start over.
Okay, sorry. So in June, an elderly black man was killed in his own home by a white police officer in South Bend, Indiana. And once that happened, you met with the press before you met with the man's family. And you met with the police, I think, before you met with his family. And the officer wasn't fired because of that. I just wanna wonder what the justification was or what your thought process was behind that, because I was reading about it and it really upset me. And that's not something that I think should ever happen in our country.
Good. So thank you for asking. A few of the details are incorrect there, so I just want to clear it up. This did not take place at the gentleman's home. It took place in a parking lot at about 3 a.m. There was a phone call that somebody had been going through cars, and a police officer responded to that call. According to the police officer, he was attacked with a knife, but his body camera was not activated at the time. And so there's no way, we've not seen any evidence that clears that up. It's one of the reasons I called for an outside investigation on what happened, and that investigation's going on right now. I also met with the family of the individual who was killed. His name is Eric Logan. I met with that family that day. I actually knew some of his family members from before, and have had conversations throughout that week and ever since with community members, with family members, and of course with the police about what this meant for our city. What I believe about the importance of police legitimacy is that every life is endangered as long as there's a wall of mistrust between especially African American residents and law enforcement. And this contributed to that mistrust, even as the details are still being worked out. But we knew we didn't have to wait for an investigation to come back to start acting. And so what we did was we came together side by side with activists, not always agreeing, and sometimes it was lively, and sometimes there was a lot of emotion, and that's fine, that's healthy. I knew that sometimes it was my job to just be there and absorb a lot of anguish that was going on. But through that, over the course of the months, we have been able to structure community conversations where we have empowered community members to build on work we've already done in the city, to change policies around the use of force, around how body cameras are used, around recruiting, because we also have a challenge, as so many communities have, especially since Ferguson, of recruiting more diverse members to be on the police department, which is one of the most important things you can do to build up that trust and to eradicate bias from policing. I can't say that we have solved the problems around policing in America, in our city or in any city, but what I can tell you is that we have worked side by side to make enormous progress, and that because I have seen the anguish that this causes in a community that I'm responsible for holding together, I know what is at stake in making sure that we have a president who is committed to supporting police accountability, police legitimacy, and racial justice in every community in the United States. And I would invite you to continue to look at what we do going forward as well as what we've done to understand why I'm practicing what we preach back at home.